I've been dealing with a lot of negativity and that with my body and how I feel about myself, and particularly my weight. And I already did a previous video talking about this, my body image, but I feel like I didn't accurately describe how I feel or what's actually going on. I feel like my earlier videos that I did, I was just kind of trying out the whole YouTube thing, how I really feel, and I feel like it's progressed into something that is actually near and dear to my heart, and I feel a lot of pride in the videos that I do and the reactions that I've been able to be a part of, and I'm just so thankful for it. But I do feel like my earlier videos, I feel like I need to go back and expand upon the topics that I talked about. And right now for me, the whole body image and body positivity and like not being able to lose weight, and I can't even fucking wear my wedding ring on my wedding finger. I like can't even wear it at all anymore, and that's just like so frustrating. It is so upsetting to me. Like literally buying clothes and not being able to wear them. And constantly worrying about what I look like and stuff. And particularly my stomach and my arms, back of my arms. And looking at pictures and just being like, God, like, I'm so fat. And it's like super frustrating because some days I'll feel really good about how I look and I'll wear clothing that I feel like I look really good in. And then like literally the next week and I just feel like utter shit. And it's like I just really want to hold on to the good days, but it's like I have so many bad days compared to the good days of how I feel about myself. And then it like really gets me when I hear like other people talk about me or finding out how people actually feel about me, and then like all my positivity that I've been building for so long, and that just like gets crashed to the ground like the Babel Tower. Like you build yourself up so high and it just like goes out the window. And I feel like more people need to be more positive towards each other. I feel like for me personally, family has been the most hurtful about it. The people that are closest to you, their opinions can mean so much more than just someone passing on the street. Like, don't get me wrong, I still get like anxious and frustrated when walking by a group of people and they're whispering, and I constantly think like, oh, they're talking about me, they're probably talking about how fat I am. Or if I'm eating in a restaurant, like what people are thinking about me is I'm shoving a taco in my face because I haven't eaten all day or I'm starving. And it's not that that one taco is gonna make me any fatter than I already am, but it's just constantly sitting there thinking about like, oh my god, what are they thinking about me, like as I'm eating? Or like how do I look? Do I look like I'm like a zoo animal to be ogled over because I'm like eating and because I'm bigger? Like obviously I should just starve myself so that way I can lose the weight, even though literally if you starve yourself, if you don't eat, your body will hold on to the weight harder. So it's just this stupid cycle that you put yourself in if you don't at least eat something. Like, I constantly went through all of high school thinking I was this huge, fat thing. And then to look back at the pictures of me being younger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? I wasn't even fat. I wasn't even that big. And now, being so close to this, like, weight that I never thought I would be, being over 300 pounds, and just, like, my mind just can't deal with that number. And the thought of, like, yes, I really am this big. And all through high school, I remember talking about my weight, and I remember one particular conversation that I had in an English class, and I had to go up and do a presentation, and I said I didn't want to do it, and the people in my group were like, why? And I'm like, because I'm big, I feel fat, like, can't you tell I'm 263 pounds? And they were like, no, you're not that big. And I'm like, no, I really am, and I really was that big at that time. Like, I was in a size 22 or 24 pant size. And I was freaking out because I felt like those pants weren't fitting me anymore, and I knew I was gonna have to go up to a size 26, and that was like my hard limit. And I just couldn't deal with it as being a younger kid. And it's like, now as an adult and knowing that like I have every opportunity to make different choices of how I eat or how active I am. And like, I can tell that my metabolism has changed from when I had lost 100 pounds right out of high school. And all I really honestly did was change how much I ate. I was active kind of. I did Tabata every other day. So I did it 3 times a week. And Tabata is just like high intensity training for 10 minutes of full session with small intermittent breaks in between that 10-minute block. So it's like you go really hard for 2 minutes and then you rest for 20 seconds or however your intervals are. And that's literally all I did, and I lost 100 pounds. And I feel like now, just me choosing not to eat like as much bread, or, you know, I try to exercise, I feel like I'm more active than I have been lately. And I feel like constantly it's so hard for me to lose weight or to do anything. I did a water fast, and the water fast was honestly really therapeutic, and I learned a lot about my body. I am what you would call someone that gets very hangry when they're hungry, and I get so grumpy, and I realized that like the way that I treat my husband when I'm like hungry like needed to stop. I would just get so bitchy, and that's not fair to people that you're around. When you're like affected by something, like you shouldn't take that frustration out on somebody else. And so I decided I was going to do a water fast, so I did that, and I felt like I had really good results with that, and I'd love to do another one and actually film it and show people like what good positive things can come out of it. Like, obviously you need to be careful and you need to consult a doctor and all of these things, and if you have any issues whatsoever, then you need to immediately stop. Like, be intelligent about it, have some common sense, even though common sense isn't so common. But just doing those things, like, they've helped me, and I feel like I've picked out different clothes, and like we just did a whole going through closet and going through our clothes and getting rid of stuff that doesn't bring joy, the whole Marie Kondo thing on Netflix, and I feel like that was like very therapeutic in itself as well. But like realizing I bought all these clothes thinking that I could wear them, and like a lot of the clothes I'm like, I love them, it gives me positivity and a spark of joy, but because I'm so big or I don't feel comfortable wearing those clothes, like I'm just apt to just throw everything away in my closet because I just feel fat and ugly and stupid in whatever I wear. And some days are good days, some days are bad days, and it's just so frustrating. I feel like something that people don't even talk about either is like how much it affects your like love life too. Like, it's really hard to do certain things with your partner when you're like a bigger size. That's so frustrating. Like, I understand why younger me was so like hung up on my weight and how I felt about myself and how I feel like other people looked at me, and I felt very much under a microscope of like, I better like be pretty and look skinny so that I get a guy, so that I can get married, so that I can have kids. But constantly the thought in my head of being younger was like, no guy's gonna want to date me because I'm fat, and he's certainly not gonna want to see me naked because my body is grotesque to me, so why would somebody else find joy or love in it? And I'm now in a place where I feel very comfortable with my body, and like thankfully I don't have any issues like feeling comfortable or having body positivity with my husband. But that was not always the case. Like, my ex, the person that I dated for a while, and most of it was just all on the internet, so we weren't even face to face. But it's like he constantly was telling me and was very forceful and abusive of like, I better take these supplements and I better do Tabata, and he would constantly ask to see what I was eating and how much I was eating. Just constantly being watched, and I felt like honestly the only thing that was gonna ever like make it to where he was gonna even want to be with me was I better get skinny. And I did lose weight, but it's like, it probably wasn't the healthiest, honestly, taking all those supplements and that. Half of them, I don't know what they did. I lost a lot of my hair. I didn't look good. I didn't look healthy at all. I have a couple of pictures of when I was that small size, when I was particularly with him. And it probably just because I wasn't happy. I really wasn't happy at all. Like, I was the smallest I had ever been, but I didn't like pay attention to me losing the weight. I didn't take pictures. I didn't look in the mirror. Not like I had a mirror to look in anyway, because half the time I was living in my car. But at the times that I look back in the past and I just can't, my mind, there's nothing there to really piece together me being skinny and how I felt and like the progress that I made. And I feel like the next time that I actually lose the weight, that it will be the first time that I've ever lost weight in my mind, because I want to see the progress and I do want to do it in a healthy way this time, and like really relish the journey and how I got there and share those experiences. And I've really considered and thought about doing video vlogs and that through the journey, showing how I lose weight and the food that I eat, and doing like a before and an after and like the whole gambit of everything. And really being a person out there of like positivity about losing weight, that I've lost weight before, but it probably wasn't the best. And it coming from a place of like goodness in it. And I honestly, to do it, to hold myself accountable as well. They're like, okay, I'm going to put a video out every Thursday of how I ate and what progress I had, and just hold myself accountable, and having the whole community on YouTube hold me accountable. And that's just a lot. Like, just doing that whole thing and feeling very pressured into it. I just don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think I will be successful, but I know eventually I'll get to that point and be able to be there and to do that and to bring you guys along with that journey and everything. Thanks for always being here and listening to me rant and rave and talk about whatever I'm talking about at the moment. Your guys' support does mean a lot to me, and it's been really cool watching the views and the likes and the comments on my videos, and I feel like this is going to be really exciting and a really good thing for me. You guys always know, if you guys want to say anything to me, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me. Remember, I love every single one of you guys. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.